No, Stasi. Okay, hurry up. Otherwise, after this, that's all you can't ask anymore. It's right here. Pass me my brush. My brush isn't there. Just pass me the brush. Let's see.
Anna Maria. Tuashia, Ushtana, Hira Shemaya. Ishterach Kushta, Hishtara, Un Mameya. Kushtaraha, Narusht, Kashtech, Oshtana, Oshtana Anna Maria. Anna Maria. Dorahiai, Dorahiai, Oni, Oni, Ornai.
just waiting for everyone to join.
I
See that some of you have joined. If you want, you can type in the chat group and just say hello. Let's start here. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you. Hello, Andres. Hello, Celestial. Okay, we're going to start soon.
Mario ishtarachtus narashtea oshtamana.
It is my birthday, yes. Namaste, Uma.
Shemai.
Just waiting for some people to come on. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to test the sound. Because if you can't, I'll put on like a headset on. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. Thank you, Celestial Nightshade. I'm assuming this is your alias name. Ah, Sami, you made it. Great. Thank you for joining from Japan. Okay, good. Okay, everyone's saying that they can hear me. If the music is too much, please let me know as well. I'll either shut it off or put it lower. Oh yes, it's Tanya. Oh, good. Alshanda from Dubai. You guys are connecting from all over the world. So what I would like to know is, what is your connection to Mary Magdalene? This is a good start. So we can allow for the people that need to join us. We'll give them some time. But in the meantime, you can, I'm going to put the music low. Hold on. As beautiful as it is, I'm going to do that. Okay. So if you can state your location, and then also what is your connection to Mary Magdalene? We're going to start like this. So as we wait for people to come on, I'd like to see you guys chat, go on the live chat and state your name and your location. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to let my dog in. She's very needy. Okay, so I think we're going to start because I'm going to put the music lower. It's hard for me to talk and hear the music. Hold on, let's see. Okay, that might be better. Okay, I hear Magdalene is the voice. That's a very bold statement. I can understand what you're saying by this, but it's filled with lots of other information, and that could be very personal to you. So if you don't want to share any more than that, then that's fine. But it's a very beautiful, bold statement. Magdalene is the voice. Okay, from New York, Brittany. Yes. Okay. Right. So I see that from Indianapolis, and you grew up as Protestant Christian, and unlike Catholics, we lacked a connection to the divine feminine. But now, out of most of the biblical women, I feel connected to her, connection to her. Yes, she is the bridge. Tanya, she is the bridge to the divine feminine. She, like many of the saints that are praised in a very high regard, she wasn't. But now there's a shift. There's a recent shift that especially the Catholic Church has made, and they made her a saint, calling her the apostles of the apostles, and so now there's a new look, or there's a new perception of Mary Magdalene. But those who knew in their hearts, who had the experience with Mary Magdalene, never perceived her as the church wanted her to be perceived. And then this dates back all the way to the Nicene Creed, which is the group that decided who would be important and what edits and what would stay in the Bible, the New Testament. So Mary Magdalene was a very controversial figure because she was so close to Yeshua, Jesus Christ, that they needed to kind of construe her persona, and not only her persona but her character, and not making her such a big deal. But there were some churches, such as the Orthodox Church, that praised her and believed her to be the beloved of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And there are many individuals who are followers of Christianity, and it's nowhere to be written that she is the beloved. But if you study the texts and the verses in the Bible, and just even in the Nag Hammadi texts, which were lost scripture found in the Nag Hammadi desert, in these scriptures, they have found new information that might prove that Mary Magdalene was the companion, which at that time, companion in Coptic means spouse, but the direct translation is companion. So she was the companion of Yeshua. But not only was she the companion, she was the divine consort of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. She was the equal. At that time, she understood her role. She understood her role in which she knew she could not be so bold at that time. She let her divine consort lead the way. First of all, because he was a teacher to her, after all. She was a teacher of life for Yeshua, and she helped him in things that he did not know of or couldn't do by himself. But she revered him as Rabboni, which is a nickname for rabbi. She revered him as a teacher, and she respected him, and she gave him that space. She gave him that space to teach and to lead, even though she could have easily led, and she did after his ascension. She did lead, but during that time, she understood the role that she had to play, and it was a very important role. And the way she did the role, she projected that role, was, she was just full of grace, because the amount of disrespect that she received as not just a woman, but as the high being that she was, she just allowed it to happen with such beauty and such grace. And Mary Magdalene was a princess. She was a woman of a royal family, and yet some of them didn't know, because she was in hiding. Her last name is not Magdalene, and it was a nickname given to her. So she knew it didn't matter about her past. It didn't matter what her royal status was, because she was not just royalty here on this plane. She's royalty on the highest planes. She's beyond the plane of existence. And this is where Mary Magdalene was completely humble in her existence when she was here on earth. And so this is why a lot of people can connect to her through that humbleness, but not only that, through her devotion. And her devotion was, first of all, to God. So God, source, the universe, however you want to call it. So that was her first devotion before she even met Yeshua. She was always devoted, always looking for the truth. She was a truth seeker. She was a woman that stood by the truth. She was a woman that she wanted to change the world somehow. And she had this deep calling in her. And so when she found her beloved, Yeshua, she knew that her role was to be the quiet light and tower, the tower of which she was, the strength and the container for Yeshua. She held his wisdom, his light, his beauty, his strength within herself, so that if anyone ever questioned him, she would say, "How could you?" She was his first and her very last disciple, the most devoted and the most dedicated to him and to the mission. So I know I just started kind of rambling, but this is it just comes through. Thank you, because whatever needs to come through today. I had nothing planned. As usual, I just let Source kind of guide me into whatever it is. So today it is a celebration. It is a beautiful celebration for Mary Magdalene's Ascension Day. A lot of people get confused that it's her birthday. It is my birthday, actually, but today is her Ascension Day, the day that she left her body and the angels came and brought her up into the heavens, into the celestial light. And and she became the high master that she is. And she, oh, this is my dog. 1 second. 1 second. So I had to warn you because of the dog, but she's out now. So, so this celestial light that she ascended to. Today is not only Mary Magdalene's Ascension Day. Today is the new year of the Sirius star. This is the day that Sirius rises above the sun. So, and in ancient Atlantis and ancient Egypt, they would celebrate the new year during this time. So happy new year to all of you that resonate with us. I wish you a wonderful new year. I know this this year has been very difficult and full of challenges, but there's also been a lot of beauty because there's lots of reveals. The veil has been lifted this year, and this is what I love to call the veil of Isis, because the divine feminine is lifting her veil. She is lifting her veil. So again, happy new year to all of you. So she was chosen to have her Ascension Day on this day because not only it is the very middle, the height of the summer, the height of the summer in the Western world. It is also a time of where the sun is, of course, the highest. So if you think about those words, the sun is the highest. The Sirius star rises above the sun. Okay? So something about Sirius. So for a lot of people, Sirius is home. For me, it is. And I've had this experience when I went to Egypt into the what I call the temple of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And some people don't consider it as a temple, but rather as a tomb. But it is not a tomb. It is an initiation. It's a structure for initiation to the star of Sirius. And can you guys hear me now? If you can't hear me, I will stop. But if you can hear me, please let me know. Can you hear me? I hope it didn't freeze. Okay, good. Okay, there's such a delay. It's a funny thing. Great. So, great. Okay, so as so the Great Pyramid of Giza is a place for initiation. There's the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber, and these places is to receive the energy of divine masculine, divine feminine from the Sirius star. And but I only experienced the initiation in the sarcophagus of the of the King's Chamber. I did not go into the Queen's Chamber because I had my daughter with me and it was deep underground and she was scared to go, so I didn't go. But I believe that this is saved for a later initiation, and I know it is to be true. So I received the initiation of the King's Chamber, and what I had experienced was just going back into that time. Some of you are very sensitive to energy, so you can feel the energy. It's lifting and it's coming out of my heart. So what I experienced was pure consciousness, and I went right through into the 12th dimension, saying that my connection's unstable. Okay, we're back. So unlimited love and connection to pure God source in a way that I've never experienced before. And what was the result? Yes. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for connecting. So I really want you to all connect to this energy. It is limitless. It is boundless. It is, your heart can fully expand. If you can just feel my heart connecting to your heart. And this is the energy that the Great Pyramid of Giza was giving me at that time. And I connected to the pyramid in 2011, and simply by watching a documentary. And I had a full-on Kundalini experience just by watching it on the TV. I never watched it again because I didn't want to go there. I wanted to have a real experience, so I waited, and I went in 2018. And so in 2018, when I had this experience, it changed me. It changed me, and it changed my life. Because changing me is changing my life. So this new year, it's a connection to Sirius now. So if you want, you can meditate on this today as well. Not just on Mary Magdalene, because she basically, what she did is she chose the day that she can go back home, because she herself is Syrian, and she chose a day to go back home so that she could continue the work from there as well. And she travels back and forth in her light body, as so does Yeshua. And she's becoming more and more present to people now than ever before. And that is because it is the time of the divine feminine to come through. And so her presence is coming through more and more now. Again, she's always giving Yeshua the stage. She's always giving him the light of being forward. But now she herself needs to be present, not because she wants to, because she's been called to, and not because she's been called through, let's say, the universe or God. She's being called through us, and that's what she's been waiting for. She's been waiting for our yearning for her, our yearning for the divine feminine to come and clear the energy and have balanced energy here on this planet once and for all. So this is a good time if you have any questions, because I can go on and on and on, but I want you to really, if you have any questions, then we'll go into like the energy and bring in the energy of Mary Magdalene and celebrate in that way. So I'm going to wait because there is a delay. In the meantime, as you wait for, you start to think about questions, I'm going to show you this. This is something I bought in Mount Shasta, and I placed this on some pictures and objects that I want to lift the vibration. And so this is the symbol of Mary Magdalene. This is part of the flower of life. It's the core of the flower of life. This is the petals, the 6-pointed star or flower of Venus. So you can feel the vibration of this, and I'm just going to put it here for now. So it says, Val, I had a question about Mary Magdalene and the labyrinth. Could you share your thoughts on the connection? Okay, that's a very good question. So the labyrinth is a symbol. It's a symbol of finding, first of all, as some of you don't know, or some of you may know, as you go through the labyrinth, it's almost like a maze, and very similar, something like this, but it's you can then Google it later if you don't know what it is. But as you go through the labyrinth, you go through the labyrinth as you think about all of the things that challenge you, all the things that may stop you from moving forward. And then as you leave the labyrinth, because you have to find, it's like a very intertwined maze, and you keep going in and out, and this is the energy of it, because that's how the labyrinth goes. It's loops, these big loops. And right, if you look, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. And then as you come out of it, it's up and down, up and down, up and then you end up in the center. So it's really a maze to trust the trust source, that you have to go through all of this to get to all of this. And that is the trust of allowing and surrendering to God. But then most of all, it's this energy is the matter. It's the mother energy, because we have to trust what's happening here on the earth. All the things, the challenges are all here on earth. And then on this side, it's all here in the all is taken care of in the heavens, in the universe. It's taken care of through God itself. And you end up in the same place either way, right? Because it's like the labyrinth looks like this. This is the outside of the labyrinth, and inside there's these mazes that go up and down, and then inside the labyrinth it's like this. And if you look at it, it looks like this. And that in itself is the container of the female, of the feminine, the divine feminine, holding that energy for the child, for the being that is going through life, but always trusting, always having to trust that in the end, you will end up where you need to be. And that is destiny. But you have to trust and you have to surrender. So this is why it's connected to Mary Magdalene, because she is that divine feminine, that container that knows she's mother, right? Mother is matter. It's the same word, but in here, in this dimension, we experience matter and the challenges of life, and that's part of being mother. Mother has a womb. Mother creates. So there's these challenges of creation, but then on the other side, this is the father side, this is the mother side, this is the father side, of the spirit side, where God self is taking care of everything, and you have to trust, and you release all your worries, all of the challenges. Just trust and allow, and you still end up in the same place, because you go from here and then you go from here. And that's why it's connected to Mary Magdalene. And most people don't understand why Mary Magdalene is so, she has such prominence in so many different things, but it's mysterious. And I say mysterious, that's my favorite word, mysterious, because what mystery is Miss story. It's the story of Miss. And who is Miss? Mary Magdalene. She is the greatest mystery here on earth. So, but now she's becoming unveiled. Now she's going to reveal herself. So there's another question. Is there any place in North America that you've traveled where you feel a strong energetic connection to Mary Magdalene? This is a very good question. In North America. So if you ever experienced the Black Madonna is actually Mary Magdalene. So I lived in New York for many years, and there is the St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is one of the biggest cathedrals in New York, and in this cathedral, it's very powerful, very beautiful cathedral, but very powerful, and I'll tell you why. Because in the back of the cathedral, there is a statue of Mother Mary, the Mother of Christ, of Yeshua, and this is a very powerful place, a very powerful spot, and they blocked it off recently. I want to say in the last 5 years, they blocked it off. I'm not sure if they're going to reopen it again, but it's super powerful, super powerful spot to connect to the Divine Mother, Divine Feminine. Then, what I found on the back of the church, not inside the back of the church, on the outside of the back of the church, which is basically, I think it's 59, it's on Fifth Avenue and Madison. I believe it's Madison Avenue in New York City. There is a door, and the door is, I believe it's glass door. I'm not sure if it's halfway glass or the whole thing is glass, but very thick glass. And you can see it's like a little sitting area, like the size of a closet, of a normal closet. And there's a chair, there's an altar, and a statue of the Black Madonna. And I noticed this way before I had my Kundalini awakening, and then as I learned about the Black Madonna, I realized that they secretly worship the Black Madonna, who's Mary Magdalene. The Church of St. Patrick's Cathedral secretly worship her, and is very powerful, a very powerful spot. And again, not knowing that that statue was meant anything, I was drawn to it. I was very drawn to it, and I felt something. Like, I can't put into words because back then I wasn't activated, but of course I did feel something, and it drew a lot of questions. Why would they put this statue back here? And it stayed with me because I noticed the statue in my 20s, and today I'm actually 41. So that piece of information stayed with me for this long. Let me think of anywhere else. There is a church in Westchester, New York, the Church of Mary Magdalene. I believe it's in Tarrytown, I believe. But if it's not in Tarrytown, New York, it's very close to Tarrytown, New York, and it's the Church of Mary Magdalene, and it is super powerful church. It is beautiful, first of all, and it's super powerful, and the stained glass windows are beautiful. They tell a wonderful story about Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, and they have also a statue that's very beautiful as well. So this is something that it found me. I ended up there by accident, and I was very curious. I was like, I have a feeling that I'm supposed to be here for more than what I think. It's only there for like 24 hours. And of course, I Googled Mary Magdalene I Googled Mary Magdalene in that town, and the church came up. It was 10 minutes away from where I was staying, or maybe less. So it was a great spot to meditate and connect. And I had I had angels come to me that day in my meditation, and lots of downloads. So yeah. So if I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But at this time, I can't think of anything else. If there's any other questions, please do send before we start the transmission. How are you all feeling right now? That's actually the most important thing. How are you all feeling? Oh, I'm glad, Brittany. That's wonderful, Tanya. There's the connection to the heart is priceless. And that's what we're doing here today. We're connecting to the divine heart of the feminine. Wonderful. So let us begin the quiet part. I might end up singing, I don't know. You know, it's all spontaneous here. There's nothing planned. So I'm just going to transmit the energy of Mary Magdalene. Hold on, let's see. My dog is out of control. Hold on, I'm going to put the music loud. I'll be right back. Hirai hatatai karamanastai. Suprai tuturasta trai prosh. Anamanakis dior fatas. Raffo shanamanakiriost. Brushurati stafrosha prasta katai aramanastai. Ruffos tabira parafrost. Shuf safrai. Shuf safrai amanai. Da. Surati amatiara suta era fota setera namate ketiasta. Ayo. Rasti poroshossa katais. Potrajana manakotosto potira fotai sakatrina manasho sotarayat. Sifaraina kotoruskidi. Prisha katai satarati amanastai. Hastatrosto poroshatriat. Prosikataria sofanina prost. Etraia banatai satara lavata. Ayana mayara. Amianioso. Ena samanio. Shut this off again. Ora sokatira farastiatai. Paristikatira shoparom manakasiataros. Era faraya la pataria trakatiat. Trosta firiatrusitria prostatat. Aramanakiat. Safariata kotost. Tiara varas. Oroparakiata anamadiketus firiashatakai. Oh, Dio. Io di nomaya sam. I can't see anything right now. I'm forcing myself to look back at myself. It's very difficult to come out of this, but I want to wish you all a wonderful celebration for the Ascension of Mary Magdalene. May He bring you peace, love, joy. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me today on my birthday. I love you all very much. Yes, it's Brittany. Thank you all so much. May this energy carry on the day with you, the week, the month. May this purify your hearts. May it reconnect you to your soul. Thank you for the donations and the birthday wishes. I'm very grateful to have people like you in my life because we are in deep resonance, and that is truly priceless. Thank you again. I'm going to leave now on Mary Magdalene's number 53. It's 53 minutes, so I'm going to leave now. Thank you all so much. I love you. Bye-bye.